how I got into this mix.
Hey everyone, this is Derrick Broze. Today I wanted to talk to you about an exciting new project that I'm launching towards the end of this year. And if you've followed my work for a while, you may have noticed that I've progressively over time become more and more focused on solutions. I've been involved in community activism since the very beginning of my work. That's just what I do. I stay involved in the Houston community. And increasingly I see less of a reason to be involved in politics, especially on the federal level, and even more sometimes on the local level. I find the way that I want to reach people is through conversation, converting people with ideas and spreading the message of freedom, and at the same time building the next stage, using counter-economics and the ideas of agorism to build something outside of the state that is free and that is empowered and that is not built on theft and violence. So with that in mind, over the last month, April and May, I've been giving talks and telling people about the concept of freedom cells. Check out the videos in the links below if you haven't seen our What is Freedom Cells video, and how we're using this concept for strategizing and for organizing within our communities as a way to also take on a land project. So by the end of this year, 2016, the beginning of 2017, myself and a few other activists from the Houston area, all different people, backgrounds and ages. We're really looking for more people to be involved in this. We are going to be buying land together and starting an intentional community built around the ideas of spontaneous order, of non-aggression, and a bunch of other similar ideas. We're going to be focused on sustainability, permaculture, trying to work in balance with the planet. And also I think that generally our goal is to promote mindfulness through promoting the idea of meditation as a community, also nonviolent communication. These are things that we want to regularly incorporate into our community. This, what I see as a triangle of the sovereignty of the individual's right to do as they please as long as they harm no other, with the permaculture sustainability aspect, and then again with mindfulness, and together these come together to make a powerful conscious agora that I believe can help free us from the state. And we're going to use the ideas of both localization, empowering our communities through ideas put forth by activist Karl Hess and his books Community Technology and The New Localism. I just got that one recently. I definitely recommend that. As well as the ideas of Samuel Konkin III, who wrote the New Libertarian Manifesto and promoted the ideas of agorism, combining these two strategies through vertical and horizontal agorism, working outside of the state and localizing, empowering your community. We're going to take those ideas and take them to land. And yes, I know, I live in Texas, so we got to pay property tax, right? We can buy land, but we're really only renting it from the state. And I recognize that. And some activists say, this is a path we shouldn't go down, and I hope to, in future videos, to pursue this information and this debate over whether ownership of land is even a worthy battle. I have a good friend, Michael Fielding, the Sailboat Diaries, who promotes the idea of squatting and temporary autonomous zones, and really not trying to have anything or maintain anything that's permanent. And also there's some people who believe that mobility is freedom, having a tiny home or an RV or just being able to pick up and leave when you want. So we'll have future videos where we debate the ideas of squatting versus ownership or possession, and the idea of mobility versus homesteading. But for me right now, what I believe the best that I can do is, I'm writing these books. I'm putting out 2 books in the Conscious Resistance trilogy. The next one, which is going to come out next year, is going to be really focused on these ideas. It's going to be pretty much a hands-on how to build these communities. So everything that I learned between now and next year, both through my research of reading about past communities, learning more about intentional communities, trying to understand my view on property, on the environment, and all these ideas, as well as what we learn through Freedom Cells and what we teach and learn ourselves here in this homestead that we're going to build, that is going to go into the last book of the Conscious Resistance trilogy to give people the tools that they need to create counter-economic activity, to exit the matrix, and also to create conscious agoras of their own. So I believe that it's time for us to get past this philosophizing, theorizing stage, or at least this is what's best for me. Others of you may see fit to still stay in that mode, but I want to go into the stage of actual application of ideas. And this is what I love about the early individualist anarchist Josiah Warren, who I've taken great inspiration from. He had intentional communities in Long Island, in Ohio. He had several of these communities that lasted several years each. They were all built around the sovereignty of the individual, which is a phrase that he coined. and just the empowerment of that individual to do as they please as long as they harm no other. So they were a bastion of freedom, as you can guess. But also Josiah Warren put forth this idea that he wasn't trying to build a community to overthrow the state, or to think that it was going to become this massive thing and then one day it could form an army and take over, or become the new state. He simply wanted to show people that, hey, these ideas can exist in real life. And that's what I want to do. I want to be able to show people who pay attention to my journalism and my activism, who've been listening for the past few years, and anybody who may discover my work, that look, I'm actually living this lifestyle. I'm going to come together with a community of people. We're going to build alternative structures. I personally want a cob house, little hobbit house. We're going to have, a market there where people can come buy our vegetables. We're going to make all sorts of products that will be based in the counter economy, black and gray markets. So we won't be providing any money to the tax system. And we do hope to become completely off the grid in the sense of food production, power, and all the various forms that we are currently dependent on the state or the corporate complexes that work with the state. I think that's a very strong weakness that we have. It's our enemies, the state, and anyone else who may be the enemy to freedom can see how dependent the people are upon these mainstream systems of production and protection from the cops, production from the food services from the grocery stores, and the economy from the Federal Reserve note and from the government's monopoly on money. We need to get past these things, and that is our goal. So if you're interested, if you have ideas, if you have resources, if you'd like to volunteer, it's going to be in Texas. I live in Houston, so it won't be too far out of Houston. I mean, imagine that, this gigantic city. We can go within a couple hours outside the city and find some land and build it together as a community. I believe we have the people that we want to live on this land already, but we are still interested in meeting other people who may be interested in volunteering, camping out, putting their time, energy, and ideas towards this. I've never bought land before, and I'm brand new to this. I plan to learn a whole lot through this process, through other people, and to see what we need to avoid and how we can do this and create the free communities that we believe in. So if you're interested in this, please contact me. You can always contact me at derrick@theconsciousresistance.com, or find us on Facebook at the Conscious Resistance Network. We appreciate all the support. It's time to take this idea of living consciously, living free, of anarchism and spirituality and empowerment to the next level, and to create these communities. So I hope that you guys will join us. Remember, you are free, you are beautiful. Peace.